Well, I just came back from a ride and I have some trouble with my bike. You can see we've got some fluid on the ground. This is where I pulled in. So you can see I'm leaking coolant fluid. It's this side somewhere, so we need to try and find out where it's leaking. Let me get a hose first and we'll clean this off. And then we'll fire the bike back up again and see if we can see where it's leaking.
You like Color Rider YouTube channel.
Great. Okay, so now hopefully when we start it up we might get a better idea of what's going on. See if we can see the back of the bolt that holds the cooling fan to the radiator bracket has broken. That bolt's going into the radiator. So we'll pull this one off and just in case we can get it welded up, we'll try and weld it so we can use it till the new radiator arrives. But removing is easy. We've got a couple of bolts here and here, same on the other side. Got two hoses underneath and one on the top of the other side. So let's get it all pulled off. And okay, so you can see the clamp that's broken. And we can see here where the end of this bolt here has gone and pierced this hole here. Now I might be able to buy something just to fix it up quickly, but I will go and see a guy that might be able to TIG weld it up, maybe. Oh, then this bracket's broken off there. Look at that. This bracket's broken off there. I don't know. So I've got a broken bracket here. I've got a hole here. Okay, I'll go and see what I can do. If I could. Oh. So I took my old radiator down to see if they could weld the aluminium. They weren't sure, so I went online. In Japan they have a thing like eBay, it's called Yahoo Auctions, and there was a Yamaha Vmax radiator on the auction. No one had put in a bid, so I put in a bid for 300 yen, which is probably $2 American, and I won the auction. So I got this radiator for $3 or $2. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, put a little bit of black paint on it. When it's dry, we'll whack it in the Vmax and see how it looks. So it's just a bargain. So when you spray a radiator like this, you can't just do it one way. For example, my tin is slightly bent over, so I'm only spraying one direction. If I come around this side, it's not sprayed properly. So I've got to spray that way. Come the other side, spray into your fins this way. Then you've got to spray this way. And then this way. 4 ways. Then you know that your fins have paint in every direction. And why? Because this type of fin is made of copper, and if you have bare metal, water and air, it'll corrode. So make sure if you're painting a fin of a radiator or anything, you do 4 directions. So before we pull this fan apart and paint it, let's plug it into the bike and make sure it works. Okay, so I plugged the fan into the original switch. So on this bike, I wired up a auxiliary switch to turn my fan on whenever I want. So if I see the engine getting a little bit warm, I can just switch it on. So let's switch it on and see what happens. Fingers crossed it's going to work. Oh, there she goes. Oh. oh. Okay, let's get these parts and let's put it all back together. Now that our radiator is in, we've got 2 places to fill the fluid. One is the coolant tank, and there's a level here. I'm still on full. The other one is by removing our side plate here. We have one screw here and a screw here. I've already removed them. So you can take that off. And we've got our radiator cut. So let's fill it up and get the bike running and make sure everything's full. It's hot. So now all I can do is just start the bike, let the engine get up to running temperature, and I'll show you why you've got to be very, very careful. Okay, the temperature's about halfway now. Oh, it's getting very hot. So our thermostat still hasn't opened, and our fan hasn't started yet. So we've still got to wait a little bit longer, but we're getting close. No, not yet. Oh, we're very, very close. There we go. It appears the thermostat's open up. Let all that. Oh, maybe. Here we go. yeah. So you can see now we're empty, so the thermostat's open. Oh yeah, we're gonna, this is where you've got to be very careful with this water splashing around. Be patient. Now, there's no water there because the thermostat is open, but be very careful because it can splash up. So our fan still hasn't come on, but I'll switch it on manually now and we'll cool the engine right down and then we'll check it again. Okay, the engine's cooling down and the radiator cap is on, so now the system will become pressurized and we'll see whether any of our hoses are leaking or dripping out. Now is the time to have a look. If we've got no hose, if we've got no leak from any of the hoses, then we'll clean it all up and our job is finished. So you can see now that the overflow tank is empty before we had it on the full mark. That's because the thermostat has opened while the system's being pressurized and the water's drained from the overflow tank into the engine, so we've got to fill it back up again. Overfilled it a little bit. It's not going to hurt because we've got an overflow pipe here. So let's see if it comes up to body temperature again, engine temperature again, and if any more fluid goes down. Well, everything's right. There's no leaks. I put our covers on the standard radiator on the side, which I didn't have on the other one because it was a larger radiator. There's only one thing left to do. Let's go for a ride. This is always the best part after fixing your bike.